So welcome to the 2015 Clayton Art Fair. $1,900 in awards this evening to be presented tonight by the Clayton Visual Arts. That's a nice round of applause, $1,900. 44 artists and 27 from Clayton, that's fantastic. And 30 pieces of fine art. Media included oil, acrylic, watercolor, airbrush, colored pencil, wood burning, and mixed media. And 14 pieces of photography, which is one of my favorites. So let's have a nice round of applause for our photographers. Yes, it's awesome. Judging was done by these two women. The first one is Zoe Starling of Raleigh, judged fine art. She's a curator for the education at North Carolina State's Gregg Museum and has judged the North Carolina Senior Games Art Festival for 8 years. She has an MA from New York University in Arts Administration. Our other judge this evening was Denise Dixon. Denise is from Cary and she judged photography. She's been public art and exhibition supervisor for the town of Cary since 2006 and oversees the selection of art for Cary's 6 art venues. That's a little bit of stab in my heart, but I read it anyway. But we'll get there. We're definitely on the rise. And she has a BA from UNC Asheville in painting and art history. This year, the judges' comments for the 2015 Art Fair, Denise Dixon said, "The overall quality of the artwork is very high and diverse. It shows that this is a show that will engage viewers over and over again because so many of the photographs and so many of the paintings are so detail-oriented, as seen in both awards of excellent pieces." She hopes you enjoy the art fair. Zoe Starling agrees with Dickens. The work is high quality and very diverse, which made it an interesting experience. The fact that we wanted to award 2 extra ribbons proves this. I enjoyed very much judging here. So a nice round of applause for our 2 judges. Last year, Clayton Visual Arts inaugurated Purchase Awards to complete Art Fair. Business and individuals were invited to commit to buying at least one work from all the entries in the competition. The Purchase Awards continue this year. Purchasers for their choices are Suzette Rodriguez from Johnston Health purchased What's Up Kid by Francine Stevenson of Clayton. It's a watercolor. Congratulations, yes. 8.5 inches by 9.5 inches. Mike Rodriguez of Novo Nordisk purchased Elegance on the Wind by Jacqueline Balog of Willow Springs. Congratulations, Jacqueline. It's a colored pencil work, 16 inches by 20 inches. Brent George of Four Oaks Bank purchased Portage Lake, Alaska by Mike Shield of Clayton. It's a photograph, 13 inches by 19 inches. Congratulations, Mike Shield. James Lipscomb of Hometown Realty purchased What Lies Beneath the Horizon by Michael Morrison. Congratulations, Michael. Three judges' choices this year, $100 award each. After the judges chose the top entries in their categories, they collaborated to choose the 3 pieces that they felt were the next best works of the remaining 42 entries in the show. They had the option of choosing all paintings, all photos, or a combination of the 2. They chose 3 paintings. The first award goes to Ray LaMantia for his work, Watching and Waiting. The judges said it's an unusual subject, technically well done. It was a standout for me because it was not your traditional approach to a portrait. It's a mystery. I think it leaves the viewer wanting to know more. And Judge Starling said the scale of the canvas had a strong impact on me as a viewer. It was a very unique and creative rendering of a portrait painting. The second award goes to Jan Lightho of Southern Pines for Little Girl. Is Jan here? Congratulations, Jan. Come right up here. Southern Pines. Welcome to Clayton. We're glad to have you here. Thank you. Judge Dickens said, the artist demonstrates in this painting beautiful, transparent lighting of the dress. The painting glows. Judge Starling said, the use of varying light tones and transparency was impressive and was the first thing that came to my attention. The brushstrokes reminded me of an impressionistic painting. So congratulations to you, Jan. The third Judge's Choice Award goes to Eric, I don't want to mess this up, Scheffler of Goldsboro for Kid and airbrush painting. And it's 18 by 24 inches. Eric, are you with us? Okay.
Eric was unfortunately having surgery tonight.
Well, Eric's having surgery tonight, so.
Be here, loves Clayton, and says thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank him. Tell him we love him, and congratulations. Hope all goes well. Judge Starling said the detail and precise use of paint stroke technique was impressive. It's beautiful. And Judge Dickens said exceptionally executed. Now, I can tell you, in my world of floral design, that's no greater compliment when they talk about the execution. That shows you were thinking from the beginning. I ain't used to do that. Just kidding. Honorable mention. This year, Judge Dickens and Starling faced a difficult decision in narrowing their Judge's Choice Award to only 3 because they had 5 contenders. But they carried on, and in addition to the 3 Judge's Choice Award, they recommended 2 honorable mention ribbons for technical merit. Tonight, 1 honorable mention ribbon goes to Jacqueline Balog of Willow Springs for her colored pencil work, Elegance on the Wind. Come on up. Congratulations. Thank you. The other honorable mention ribbon goes to Shannon O'Shea of Raleigh for her wood-burning work, Family Affair. Shannon? All right. The final award of the evening is always a favorite because it gives the people who are here tonight who support the art a chance to be a part of celebrating. What? Excuse me. Oh, page 5. And it's all on camera. This is great, and it says. Good job. That's why you got the job. 2 awards of excellence. There are the premium honors of the evening. Each judge was asked to choose the single work that they considered the best piece for their category for this award. Award of Excellence in Photography, $750. Judge Denise Dickens said, the subject really draws the viewer into the images as the work captures the details of the exterior scene. The long shadows of light coming through the windows in the distortion of colors makes this photograph like a painting. And the winner is Kyle Wilson of Clayton, The Day That Never Comes. All right. Let's get right here. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a great job. Oh, look what the next line says. Wilson also won last year's winner of the Award for Excellence for Photography. Hashtag get it together, Mayor. That's great. Congratulations. So they say what happens twice happens 3 times. Time will tell. No stress. Yeah. You raised the bar on yourself, dude. The Margaret Ritchie Award of Excellence in Fine Art is also a $750 award. This award celebrates the memory of one of the founders of Clayton Visual Arts, the late Margaret Ritchie, who passed away, who was head of the group from 1991 to 2007. She was the editor of the Clayton News Star from 1996 until 2007. And really and truly, all of the energy that came to Clayton Visual Arts came through Margaret Ritchie. And I'm so honored to have been a part of that with her. And tonight we say thank you, Margaret. Judge Starling said, "This work just jumped out at me. Its attention to detail shows the artist's mastery of realism and the realist technique. The depth, perspective, and physical expressions give this charm." And the winner is Susan Brabo of Wendell Sidewalk Checkers, all 18-inch by 24-inch.
This is my victim.
All right.
This is my victim. Okay, she doesn't really look like an old lady, so she keeps, telling me, I'm not old. But that's her.
That's what a good painter she is.
Fantastic. Come on in. Let's get a snapshot.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
right here.
Thank you. Oh. Thank you.
She also won the same award last year. So congratulations. And the year before, and the year before that. The final award this evening is always a favorite because it gives people who are here tonight who support art a chance to be a part of the celebration. The award is the Sunny Chance People's Award of $100. The winner is chosen by voting of all of you who attended the reception tonight. This is a memorial to the late Sunny Chance, a member of Clayton Visual Arts for 13 years who died in 2012. The award will be presented by her widower, Steve Chance, who donated funds to honor his wife. So, Steve, where are you?
I think he's right here.
I think he is right here. You're tricking the mayor, man. How you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Steve Chance, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. What a great way to honor Sunny. It's fantastic. Okay, and the voting was done, and the count is in, and the winner is not on my paper. And the winner is Susan Brabo. Awesome.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Again, that's awesome. Nice round of applause for all our winners this evening. Nice round of applause for everybody who took the time to enter. Nice round of applause for all of us who are really committed to making Clayton the hub of the arts in Johnson County and in this part of North Carolina. Thank you for all that you do. Great job, everyone.
Well, this piece was the result of an afternoon wedding. This little girl was the daughter of the groom, and she, of course, was a flower girl in this beautiful wedding. And the afternoon sun was just coming through, and it just hit her tulle at the most beautiful angle. And as soon as I saw that, I knew I had to capture it and also paint it. So that's how that came about.
So do you normally take a photo and then take it and recreate it? Or
If it's something that's momentary, then I will have to capture it, like a cloud scene that I like particularly. But I'll also go outside and paint what I see also, or still life.
How long have you been painting?
Well, in grade school, there's always an arty kid, and I was that drawer. But my parents had me on a medical track, and they stamped out the artistic part pretty soon. And even though their plan came to naught later on in college, the art went underground for decades. And then about 4 years ago, my husband gave me oil painting lessons for Christmas. I had been going to one of these sip and paint, you have wine with your girlfriends and you paint. And I had such a good time there that I went to 3 in a row and did 3 wonderful bad arts. And then he gave me these lessons, which I never would have considered. And that just lit a spark that there was no stopping it, no putting it back in the closet. So I began painting and have been painting ever since.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about being on display here at Town Hall in Clayton and now being recognized? You hold the ribbon in your hand.
This is a beautiful venue, and I have not done a lot of contests, but I've done a few, and this is my first recognition at all. So it's tremendously encouraging to what I would call a young artist. Maybe not a young person, but a young artist.
It is. I found it in an abandoned farmhouse in Smithfield. So I was just driving around, and it was next to an old. I think they had a fertilizer or landscaping, and it's set up on pillars, so it looks like we're going to restore it or move it.
Right.
So the front porch is gone and the back porch is gone. So it was easy to get in. And once I got in, I could see that it had all that old plasterboard and all the old slats, and it was just amazing. And just walking around, I found this old suitcase just laying there. And so I brought it next to the bottom of the stair. And the staircase, by the way, is amazing. It's in great shape, and it's got some beautiful greens. And because the back porch was missing, like this, in this other room was how I got in. So entire back wall is gone. So that let in a ton of light. And this was real early. So it's getting the morning light. And it just lit up that room and then lit up the stairs. And I just said, there's something there. And it's amazing what I find people leave behind in these old places. And I find a lot of suitcases and toys, clothing. And there was just something kind of sad about it. So, I was just taking my time and walking very gently, and I took a ton of shots, but still this is my favorite, and obviously other people like it like it as well.
How long have you been doing this?
Actually, since 2012. So only about 3 years. I did classical, like portrait and wedding with my dad. He was that kind of photographer. So he taught me the basics of how to pose people and how to use the camera and composition, lighting, and all that. But after he retired, I just kind of fell out of it and wasn't really interested until I moved to Clayton. Because before that I lived in Cary, and I'm sorry, and you don't see abandoned places in Cary. I mean, it's a great place to raise a family, but it's just subdivisions and shopping centers. It's not until you get out into the country, Johnson County, and places like Clayton, where you will see farms, and you'll see working farms, and you also see abandoned farms, and they'll be next to subdivisions. So it's not all built up. And I just started exploring these old places and just taking pictures that I thought were cool. Because I thought they were neat. It's like, it's amazing what people leave behind. It really is. And then I just started posting them online, and people were like, awesome, they look great, and they wanted more. And I couldn't believe that people liked what I liked. I like things that are old and rusty and grungy and gritty, and it's just been an amazing trip. And the more I take pictures, the more I want to learn about it. So it's a never-ending process.
Yes.
I'm jumping in. I'm Jody McLeod, Clayton Mayor, and I want to tell you that this is getting ready to be amazing. So what I want you to know is, as soon as I saw this piece of artwork, I knew exactly where this location was. And the reason that I know the exact location is because this is the second oldest house in Johnston County.
Really?
Built in 1783,
Wow.
I believe. About 15 years ago, the Sanders family had an auction, and they sold so many of the antiques inside the home, and they also sold the farm place. It was a very, very large cotton gin owned by the Sanders family, and prior to that, I believe, in that Wellens family.
Okay.
So that house was sold that day, and at 3:30, I got a telephone call from my wife that said, could you come out here? She was supposed to go and buy some antiques, and what she ended up buying was the ultimate antique, because this house belongs to my wife.
Are you serious? Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my.
And it's called the Old Sanders Mansion, and it's located on Highway 1010.
Oh my God.
It's about 25 feet from Center Road.
Did I describe it
And-
right? Is there like the old like
Yes.
a nursery kind of next to it or near it?
Well,
Or?
like when the family sold the property, they sold the corner lot.
Okay.
And a young man and his family bought that corner lot, and they are in the landscape
Okay.
business. Okay.
Wow.
But then the parcel is a 2-acre parcel, and we had maybe like 10 years ago had this beautiful rendering came up to how to redo the house, and turn it into like its purest form of mansion. And unfortunately, it was only 2 acres of land, and the way the sewer line ran through the property, you wouldn't be able to have a pool. And then, the Sanders family still owns all of that farm. There's probably 100 acres behind it, and
Oh, yeah.
150 acres in
There's
front of
like
it.
a ton of outbuildings too.
Yes. So the good news about your story is that yes, it is a piece that was old and it had been abandoned. But what we've learned in about the last year is that the reclaimed wood in this house is invaluable because it dates back way over 120 years. And we are going to have the house dismantled, and we're going to save that reclaimed
Yes.
wood for when we build our retirement home in the country. And so we'll be taking that staircase, we'll be taking those steps, the rails.
The suitcase,
Because
probably.
all of this in the late 1700s was done by hand. So there was no equipment to help create those curves in the newel post. Those pickets were carved and created by hand to be individual. So I just wanted, like I said, and I remember the Sunday afternoon that we were out here breaking down the plaster, because at that time we were going to remodel the house and live out there once I was no longer participating as mayor for the town of Clayton. And it was too far to annex. So I just wanted to, when I saw the print and I heard your story with Stacy, I just wanted to come and tell you that now you know the rest of the story on your painting, and I think this is like exceptionally awesome.
Thank you.
And I would say if you ever decide to sell that piece of artwork, I would love to buy that for my wife because I think that would be like the ultimate shoe-in for me. So that would be wonderful.
Well, heck, if you got a credit card, you can have it now.
Hey, I got a credit card right now. Do you take American Express? Do you take
I take it
Capital
all.
One?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll chat after the
Okay.
interview. But I wanted to just bring that apart because this is what makes Clayton Visual Arts so exciting. This is the good stuff that we have going on in Clayton that really showcases our local artists and see how the story comes together. It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
So
Thank you so
congratulations.
much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Wow.
Well, there's this place called the Rusty Bucket. It's on the Cary side of town, and I can never remember. Apex. It's kind of a famous, antique shop. And I've been going by that shop for years, and it's got these barrels in front with the checkers. And I always think that I should be doing a painting there, but I'm not quite sure what to do. So I found my trusty friend Pam and dressed her up in some old-fashioned clothes, put a tattoo on her, this beautiful old hat, and she's actually not an old lady, but I always make her look old. It's really sad. And she doesn't really hate me for it either. She just gives me a little bit of a problem every once in a while, right? Right. So anyway, this is the shop in Apex, and I added some decals here on the pickle barrel, and I always like my pictures to look a little vintage, so I have an old car passing through and a reflection in the window. And I wanted it to reflect the older days, so I have war bonds in there, buy war bonds. And these two little people here, this little guy goes to my church, and this is a little guy that I know who lives in Seattle, Washington. And they're very animated, and if they were actors, they'd be really good at it. But anyway, they did it for me. And so is Pam. She's a great actress, and she's a wonderful writer. So anyway, it's about to become a jigsaw puzzle, so it'll be on the market. You'll be able to see it on Google in about 3 months from now. And it'll be at the State Fair in this year, 2015, October. So Unless it gets sold here, I don't know. You can never tell.
What do you think about being back in Clayton on display here and again taking home a ribbon?
I'm thinking that it's really fabulous. And everybody here is so sweet and wonderful. And the artwork is so great. And it's just, it's an amazing experience, and it gets better and better every year. So I think whatever they're doing is like a gift for the arts. And I'm just so pleased to be part of it. And whether I get an award or not, it's just like walking around and talking about artwork is such a wonderful experience.